Hey YouTube. Well, here we are again. Today is Friday, 6/22/2018. It's been a while since I've been on. Hope everybody's doing well. Um, for those of you that are familiar with some of the videos I posted, basically it was about some health issues that I've been going through over the last, I guess, 3 years or so, trying to figure out a cause of me having multiple stress fractures throughout my body. Excuse me, it got to the point to where I was virtually immobilized and in a wheelchair for, gosh, probably 8 months or so. But I figured I'd jump on and post an update. I've had a lot of people reach out to me, so I appreciate your support and your prayers. And I've had some folks that have said that they've experienced some similar issues, and then they too are trying to find a cause. And so what I wanted to do with this video was just kind of give everybody an update. So again, since it's been a while, this kind of tell everybody what was found and what we're doing about it. So I guess it's been well. Let me back up and give everybody, if you're not familiar with what's going on, and to save you the trouble of having to go back and look through, I think, 4 or 5 other videos and sit through those. So basically, it started about 3 years ago. I guess it was March of 2015. Started with some pains in the top of my feet after going back to the gym, and it turned out, long story short, turned out to be stress fractures of the metatarsals, 2 fractures on the right foot and 1 in the left. Seemed kind of odd to have that happen, but didn't really think much about it at the time. Fast forward several months, started getting some pains in my left hip, up around the joint groin area, so the inner part of the hip, thigh area. And after some what we thought was muscular or tendon issues, ended up being a stress fracture in the left femur and a stress reaction, which later became a fracture in the right femur. Multiple bone scans and MRIs and all that revealed that I had actually stress fractures from my sternum, ribs, upper lumbar, lower lumbar, spine, pelvis, the femurs, left ankle, and of course the feet. So that began a journey of, obviously trying to figure out what started all that, or what would have caused all of that. Went through multiple blood tests, obviously, genetic tests, and those type of things, and everything pretty much came back fine. I did go through a period of time where my vitamin D was real low, my calcium was borderline low, things like that. So, we treated those accordingly, but that certainly wouldn't have caused the extent of injuries that I had. So that question was still out there that the doctors were trying to work on. Let me also say, if there's any background noise, I apologize. We're actually on vacation here in sunny Hilton Head, South Carolina. Got the pan around. I'm sitting out here on the patio. Got the pool area. They've all gone to the beach, so I'm not quite ready yet to be hobbling down a beach. So I've been parking it here by the pool every day. So today's actually our last day. We head back tomorrow. But so anyway, so we'll fast forward, and the doctor I was working with locally, where I live, the last thing they did was test me for something called tumor-induced osteomalacia, which the way he did it was through a blood test, and he's looking for an elevated FGF23 level. And I forget what FGF stands for, but basically it's kind of a protein, I think, that your body produces, or the readings would come back significantly higher if you have this tumor that produces this in your body. Well, that came back not elevated, so we kind of shrugged that off, and that was really kind of the last thing we we knew to check for. So I went and saw a specialist in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, at the university, another endocrinologist with a subspecialty in metabolic bone disorders and such. So she went through my file, and I went and had obviously a consultation with her, and her opinion was that we do a PET scan instead of just relying on the blood results of the FGF23, because from her standpoint, she said it could come back, it could still come back normal, but you can still have it, you can still have a tumor. So a PET scan would be the best way to try to find something. So I went and had that, and sure enough, found a tumor. It's about a half an inch by an inch above my left knee. It's kind of in the soft tissue between the femur bone, muscle, and in that area. Suprapatellar recess, I think, is the or bursa is the technical term for where it's located. So the procedure is obviously I went and saw an orthopedic surgeon. My initial one, the one that I saw for my hip fractures when they first occurred, he declined wanting to do the surgery because that was really not his specialty, is dealing with something like this. So I actually just found, through an internet search, I found another orthopedic surgeon who's an orthopedic oncologist who it turns out, has performed one of these procedures before. He took a tumor out of someone's spine that had the same condition. So he was, as rare as this is, he was still versed and had some experience in dealing with it. So I feel pretty comfortable with him. But anyway, the plan is on July 5th, so coming up here in a couple weeks, I guess, is to have this surgery to have Tommy the tumor removed. From what I understand, at least for the location where this one was found, it's take about an hour and a half. It's outpatient, pretty non-invasive. I mean, he's going to cut from maybe a 3-inch incision from above the patella, again on my left knee, up, and hopefully have enough room to get in there and take this thing out. So, looking back on it, it's pretty amazing that something so small can cause so much damage. But I'm thankful that it was found, and thankful that it's easily treated. excuse me, through surgery. And then hopefully, within a week or two, from what I've seen and been told, you'll start to heal pretty quickly, or at least you'll start to feel better pretty quickly. Even though I've been on this medicine, which is phosphorus and calcitriol, for months now, which thankfully has led me, or has allowed me to get to the point to where I can walk again, albeit with a cane. But at least I'm mobile. I'm finally mobile again. So it's helped my bones be able to heal. And what that medicine does is it counteracts the effects of the tumor. Again, at the time we didn't know, I had a tumor. All we knew was that my phosphorus was really low, and my vitamin D was. So that's why I've been taking this medicine. But it's allowed my bones to heal to the point to where I can stand up and walk and that kind of stuff. So, but once the tumor's removed, then your body, or my body, should start to go back to normal as far as the chemical balances, and then I'll just start to wean off of the phosphorus and the calcitriol over time. And I'll probably have to get, I'll probably get lab work done once a week or once every 2 weeks, I think she said, because what you don't want to do is, once it's gone, you don't want to start getting too much calcium in your body from your parathyroids, because that'll obviously cause, or you'll start getting hyperparathyroidism, which is not going to be good for your kidneys and organs and stuff like that. So I have to do regular labs and then start to wean off of the medicines that I've been taking to help hopefully get things back to normal. So, I guess that's pretty much it. It's been a long journey, that's for sure. Again, this started, gosh, 3 years ago, over 3 years ago. Not really thinking much of it then, but it took them. I guess it took them 2 years, close to 2 years, to finally get to the bottom of all this. Again, there's not a whole lot on this out there on the internet. If you were to Google tumor-induced osteomalacia, most of the stuff that you'll see is more articles and case studies out of medical journals versus finding something on WebMD, for example. So there's just not a whole lot out there, and I've met some nice people. I've met folks from, interesting enough, from all over the world, that have reached out, saying that they've experienced some similar things. I actually, in a forum, chatted with one guy. He's a young guy, he's in his 20s, but they actually found it with him under his left eye, a tumor. So I haven't heard from him in a while, so I'm not sure if they ended up doing the surgery, because part of the concern for him was that if it has gone through to his brain, then they were obviously more concerned about trying to go in and take it out. So again, with something like this, this tumor can be anywhere. It could be in the bone, it could be in soft tissue, it can be in your leg, or it can be in your face, hand, wherever. And again, I guess I'm fortunate and thankful that it's in a spot that's relatively easy to get to, and the surgery won't be as invasive, or the recovery won't be as bad as it could be. The doctor said, well, you might go, 5 to 10 days on crutches. I went, come on, 5 to 10 days, really? After what I've been through, I can do that standing on my hands. So anyway, so that's it. Just want to give the update. I'll do another one. Not sure if I'll do one before the surgery, or I'll certainly do one after. So that's it. Be good, and I'll be in touch. Thanks.